The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young in September. I did my first show in September about an hour ago at my Area 58 location, and now I'm here in Easton doing my second show of September on the same day. Second time in history I've done that. It's a great ride, obviously. I have an awesome guest tonight. He's a little unusual. I found out something about him about 2 minutes ago that we're going to talk about that I never would have guessed, but now that he mentioned it, he kind of does look like an alien. And yes, we'll fill you guys in on that as soon as I read the underwriters as usual. So we have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Lynch's Towing, Auto Cycle and Truck Center in Brockton, one number for towing, one number for projects. Always looking for new scrap metal wheels, anything to do with transportation. My pal Lynchy there can handle. We got One Good Credit in Brockton. We got the barber shop in Whitman on Route 27 as you're heading south past the center. Debbie does a great job. We have 111 Tattoo Collective in Brockton. We have A1's Tire and Auto Center in Brockton. Now, always in search of new service writers and techs, and even if you don't know how to do it, send someone by that does. We have the Norwell Pizzeria in Norwell. We have Eli's Auto Care in Taunton. We have the Sweet Piglet Bakery and Cafe in Randolph. They're a new one. We have Auto Town Auto Glass and Auto Body in Abington. We have the Gun Runner LLC, the Second Amendment Freedom Store in Middleborough. We have Comfort Upholstery in East Bridgewater. We have Doggy Boutique, all-breed professional grooming for dogs and cats, run by my great next-door neighbor, Debbie Siddell in Brockton. We have Grant's Rental in Bridgewater. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation and removal of quartz and granite. We have Easton Fitness and the Village Shops in Northeastern. We have RW Carpet and Flooring in Norton, covering floors for 50 years. And we have Joe's Diner in Taunton. I want to thank you guys very much. And now I'm going to introduce this young man with an unusual name, Annunaki. Got it right the first time. I thought he was Japanese, but he's not. But he says he's an alien. Annunaki Cruz. He's a rapper. He's in a band. What's your name of your band?
So I'm in a nerdcore hip-hop group called Dead Specters.
Okay.
But I also work with another collaborative, and that's called the Piranha Society.
Okay.
And that's less of a crew and more of a union, because everyone just gets together. They don't really make music together. We collaborate and help each other out. As to where the Dead Specters, we're a team. And everything, we do music together and put it out together as one.
Okay.
So the difference between the two.
Well, the Piranhas, they have nothing to do with music?
No, they are. It's so Dead Specters is there's 5 of us, and we work on our albums together.
Okay.
The Piranha Society was started by Beats with Teeth, and it's more of a collaborative. He recruits other artists, and he makes beats. So we help each other promote, but we work independently.
Okay, I understand. Interesting. Well, you know, here's what we should do. Here's what I'm thinking. How many people altogether between those two groups?
5 in Dead Specters. The Piranha Society is much larger. It's building because it's more like a community,
Right, but how many in it?
There's more than 15 right now.
Really?
It's pretty big.
I was going to ask you to talk about each one, but that's too many.
Okay.
No. Well, okay.
Beats with Teeth is the guy who put that all together. He's the producer. He makes the beats for a majority of the songs in that group.
Oh, okay, I
so
see what
he
you
started the Facebook group. He's the one that goes out and he recruits people. So if he likes you, he'll send you an invite. You join the group, and then you start to collaborate with people, show them your songs, you get critique, and.
Okay, so basically, these are the beats that you could use for the what's the other one? The
Dead Specters.
The Dead Specters. So the beats created by the Piranhas are what the Dead Specters use for the music, right?
No, Dead Specters. We're a group. So
all right, that's a musical group.
And we have Amp Ren in that group.
We have who?
Amp Ren is one of the members.
A good woman, I like it. Okay.
No, it's a guy.
I said Ann.
Amp Ren.
Oh, Amp Ren. I'm
yes.
sorry. Okay, glad to see. I'm glad. Sometimes you have these little skewed misunderstandings, and they lead to more clarity. I love that. Okay, go on.
Yeah, Amp Ren and Synth Lad are 2 of the artists in the group, but they make a majority of our beats.
Okay.
And Bandit the Ill Alchemist, he's from the UK. We also have Sweeney Toad, who's from Florida, and then myself from here. So it's also spread out. Sim Flat is from Kansas City, and Aunt Brent is from South Carolina.
Wow. Well, since they're so far away, do you do most of your collaborating by Zoom, or do you meet up somewhere?
We use Discord mainly.
What's that?
It's like Facebook chat.
Oh, so
but
it is a Zoom thing, kind of like.
Yeah, it's mostly audio and text as opposed to videos.
Right.
And we upload our files and do everything right through there. We just coordinate everything through that app.
Oh, okay, I understand. Have you actually ever met these people in person?
No, not yet.
Wow. Huh.
We're working on it.
No, I know, but that's fascinating. This is so 21st century, as it should be, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I want to say 90% of the people that I work with, I've never actually met in person. It's more, worldwide.
Yeah. Wow. And kind of nationwide too, obviously. Kansas City. You said the other one's in Florida. Or
Yep.
Wow.
South Carolina. One's
North
in the UK.
Okay. Wow. Huh.
So, and then the Piranhas is the same way. There's people like all over the East, West Coast. We also have an artist there that's in the UK, Lacey Hijack.
Okay.
She's a female artist.
I like the name.
Yeah, it's
Good.
a pretty cool name, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, this is something. Now, how long have you been involved with these groups for? How many years now?
I want to say maybe a year with the Piranha Society, a little under. I just started with them recently.
Okay.
But the Dead Specters, we are going on 2 to 3 years together. We started off, so we do nerdcore music, which is hip hop, but it's about like video games, movies. It's not like the regular stuff you hear on the radio. It's more fun. Like we have a song about Stanley Kubrick. It's literally anything.
Stanley Kubrick. The film producer?
The film producer,
right.
yes. We have a song with
okay.
called The Lobster King with Eddie Furlong from Terminator 2.
Okay.
Our last project, we actually got Gilbert Gottfried to sing the hook. We remade Beastie Boys Intergalactic, and it was.
That must have been. He passed away, so that must have been a while ago.
It was actually one of the last things he did before he passed away.
Wow.
So, that last.
How long ago? When was this?
I believe April 6th in that era. In that.
Of what year? 2022. 2022.
It was
wow.
Right before.
Right before he passed. Wow, that's fascinating. Well, it's too bad you didn't have video of that, because Gilbert Gottfried, my goodness.
But we got him on the audio. And,
all right, yeah. You can't mistake that voice.
Oh, that voice is.
Yeah, I know.
He is a hilarious guy. He made a video roasting my friend. My friend has it, and
wow.
It was like the most amazing thing because he plays the synth and the voice and everything just pulls it all together.
Yeah, wow. I know. It was pretty freaky when he passed so young too.
Yeah.
And he's older than me, but not by that much.
So the proceeds from our album, Spectres of the Universe, and that song are actually going to the University of Rochester.
Where? In New York?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're doing the research. I think it's my topic.
Something he had, right? Yeah. To figure out. Yeah.
All that goes to them, and they're researching that. So.
Huh? Wow. Amazing. All right, let's talk about you specifically. Where did you grew up in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, or?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican.
Really?
I came here at a young, about 5. So
okay.
I grew up
well,
here.
You're still a U.S. citizen, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I grew up here, and I've been doing music all my life. I didn't know, I think until almost out of high school, because it wasn't like I wasn't making songs. We were being fun. We'd play on the pots and pans. We'd make these whenever we had school projects. I'd always do songs, but I didn't realize I was writing songs until later on in life.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, how later on in life did you realize it? How old were you about?
Oof. I want to say.
You said you're only in your
18.
30s now, so it couldn't have been that long ago.
I was junior, senior in high school when I started to make songs.
Okay.
I figured out there were open mics, and I started talking to other people locally, and I'm like, oh, you can go to studios and record, and it just became a thing.
Huh? Okay. Was that Pawtucket High School?
It was actually Central Falls High School.
Central Falls, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't think Pawtucket actually had a high school per se.
No, they have Tolman. I went to Tolman, but I transferred to Central Falls. But they also have Shea and St. Ray's.
Oh, they have a few. They have a few of them. Okay.
Yeah.
The closest I've heard of is Bishop Feehan in North Attleboro. You probably know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what my friend I was telling you about when he back in the 70s when we were in high school.
Yeah.
But he's older than I am, so I mean, yeah. Wow. Okay. Did you go to music school at all after high school, or any time during high school, or even before high school?
I took chorus, and it was funny because I actually took it because one of my friends said, this class is all girls.
Oh, I don't blame you there.
So I swapped over, yeah. And
Where was this?
in Central Falls.
Oh, it's Central Falls High School.
And it was like the greatest thing I ever did because before then I wasn't really privy to a lot of different styles of music. You know, my friends all listen to hip hop.
Yeah, yeah.
My family only listened to Spanish. But when I got into that class, I had this teacher, Mr. Johnson, and you know, I started listening to Miss Saigon.
Wow.
He loved Chicago, so we used to hear a lot of Chicago.
Wow.
So a lot of musicals, and he just the Supremes, like a lot of old music.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff from the 60s and 70s.
And yeah, a lot of great music that I didn't hear or know about. So it just kind of opened up my mind, and it made me reach out to other people because, you know, when you're in high school, like you don't associate with people that listen to rock so it made me more open-minded as a person as well. So
Right.
I started embracing other people and their types of music, and that's been great.
So it's been a great influence on you. But did you go to college at all?
I went to Lincoln Tech. I'm a technician.
Oh,
I
is
work
that what
with
you do? Is
electronics. Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, that's okay. Well, okay, listen, everybody needs a technician sometime.
Yeah, too much.
Well, you'd rather be doing other things. I understand. So you just got to keep at it and doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, if you had to give with Godfrey to roast your friend, that's pretty big.
Yeah, well, that was through Sinflat. I'm the least connected out of the group, but you know, because I know them, they're more outgoing and they do all that stuff.
Right, I understand. Now, as far as technical knowledge, are you as good at doing technical stuff as they are, or not as good,
Yeah,
or
I
better?
actually do have my certification in audio engineering.
Okay.
So I do mix, master. I do my own videos. Everything production-wise, my own covers. I know how to use Photoshop, so I'm pretty well versed in all of that stuff.
Okay. Now, do you guys do music videos?
Not together per se. Every now and then we do live shows.
Where?
There's there's these online shows that during the holidays.
Oh, online, but okay, but
yeah.
but obviously because you've never met these people, you do them online, but you've never done them in person together.
No, we record our clips independently, and then you know, one of us will mix it together, and that gets into the show like that.
Yeah, and I assume you do you put that on YouTube, right?
Yeah, there's Scribbleland Entertainment. That's another nerdcore artist, and he has like a page, and he even has on Roku. He has like a Roku channel.
Oh, Roku's pretty big, I know.
Twitch, not Switch, Twitch.
Yeah, okay.
Which is like a live streaming service. They do events there, and you know, he'll put the music and stuff that we put on there as well.
Okay, all right. So, do you have like a record label?
No, we're independent. We just work ourselves and put ourselves out there. Everything can be done now independently.
I know it can. It can. Well, are you ever planning on now? So, as far as visual stuff, it's all just performance. You've never actually tried to create a music video where it might tell a story, because a lot of them do.
Oh, I have a couple of music videos myself.
Okay, talk about those.
I have one to a single called Context.
Okay, is that an original song that you wrote, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a couple albums produced by Studs Ramrod. He's a producer from Rhode Island.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess he used to be a porn star. Like,
oh.
Yeah, there's like a whole story behind that.
Love to meet his co-stars. Maybe get him on the show and go out to dinner with him and whatever else. But that's show for okay. But go on.
Yeah. No, he's really like technical. When I work with him, it's all sampled old school beats. He uses the old MP3, old records. He loves that old hip hop vibe.
Yeah.
So Context was my first song I ever did with him, and one of my more popular ones. So I did a video, it's just shots around the city. I did it in Attleboro, Pawtucket.
Okay.
And I put that together. And I have a short one for our Stranger Kings album. And I did that one in Central Falls.
Okay.
And that one is supposed to look like Stranger Things. I don't know if you ever saw the show.
Sounds familiar. Is it? It's a regular TV show?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay, it's about strange things.
Yeah,
strange things.
So we named the show our album Stranger Kings to kind of play off that.
Okay.
And we released it around
I
the same time the last season came out to kind of like push the album a little bit.
Okay. And speaking of Stranger Things, tell me about how you told me before we started how you got your name. Tell everybody.
All right, so my name is Annunaki Cruz, and Anunnaki is actually Sumerian.
Just quickly, in my memory of Sumerian, that's like going back to the ancient Egyptians, or the pharaohs, going back to the the almost
Even before
prehistoric.
that, they were the first civilization that had writing, cuneiform.
Well,
and
that's it, cuneiform. Yes. Okay. I learned that in the 5th grade. It's amazing.
So the Anunnaki supposedly created them, so they can mine gold for them.
Okay.
And I always associated with aliens, so why not be like the first?
Well, so basically, I think people even back in those days thought that aliens came to Earth to start civilization. Is that right?
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
They have, oh my God, so many, and yeah, there's so many like aliens and species and everything out there, but that's been like my whole vibe. It's just, I'm a little bit out there compared to everyone else. I'm like weird.
Well,
so
that's okay. I'm weird too. I get it.
It works for me, An alien also means different, so I'm different.
I'm different
so
too. I get it.
I've always embraced that.
Tell me about is that why your parents named you Annunaki?
No, that's my music name.
Oh, that's your. Oh,
Yeah.
so that's not your. I mean,
No,
so you don't. That's just the name you go by. Okay, but that's not your given name.
Yeah, no, my real name is Alberto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good. That's
It's easier to pronounce, right? Or
well,
Al,
It's not that it's easier to pronounce. It's more.
It makes sense.
It's more common than Anunnaki.
Yeah.
And once I do it enough times, I'll get it. But
even people that I work with, Anarchy,
Anarchy.
Anaki, like even if you hear like records sometimes, the people that I work with, even they'll get it wrong, so don't feel bad at all.
no, I don't feel bad. It's kind of interesting. Anarchy. Maybe there's some kind of a Freudian connection between anarchy and Anunnaki.
A little chaos there.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Okay. Now you look athletic. You ever play sports?
Yeah, I played football in high school.
Okay.
I actually played
What position?
Running back. I played safety.
Wow. Okay.
So I played baseball, but it wasn't that good.
Well, okay, but that's all right, because I mean I always try to find out about all the stuff that people I interview do. Now, have you ever done any? Now, let me just try to think. You ever done any writing besides? Now, you write your own music, right, or a lot of it?
Actually, I write poetry. I write stories.
Okay.
I've had poetry published when I was younger in like random books.
No kidding. How old were you?
All the stuff's in high school. I haven't really.
Oh, okay, so you were.
Yeah, you submit them, for classes, and
That's pretty good though that you got published. When I was 10, I wrote a book of short stories in the '90s, and it took me 10 years to put it together. But when I started it, I had no idea I'd eventually have a book, which proves that in life you do things. If you have enough of a passion and a drive, you can do things you never thought possible, as long as you are willing to take the steps, whatever necessary, and even including going through failure. And then retracing your steps in a different direction, which I did many times. But that's incredible. Okay.
And you don't set the time limit. Yeah, like work on it. Especially if it's something.
Yeah,
you're
you got your whole
passionate
life.
about.
If you die in the way, at least you did it. At least you died doing something productive.
It'll be to be continued in the afterlife.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Give people something to look forward to.
I know exactly. Okay. All right. So, have you traveled at all around the world? I mean, you say you were in Puerto Rico. I don't know. You seem like a guy of the world. Have you ever gone to Europe? Have done anything like that?
I wish. It's
around
on my
the country?
to-do list, but no. I've actually never left the East Coast.
You never left the East Coast?
I've had opportunities to go battle in Canada and California, but things always come up. But yeah, New York I go often. I used to do battles there.
What are battles?
When you go, you compete against another artist.
Oh, okay.
So-
Battle of the bands, kind of. Or battle of the individuals, the artists.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
more
okay.
like you insult them.
Oh, no kidding.
It's like
See-
the dozens, but you do it with, while you're rhyming.
So I'm glad I asked this stuff. Okay. Now, have you ever done any acting, like in film or anything like that, or play acting?
I did a lot of theater.
Okay.
I went to Hope High School actually, and I was in the theater magnet.
How many high schools did you go to? Hope, Central Falls,
I moved around a lot. So.
Jeez. But not that far. I'll talk about the plays that you did and all that.
The Brendantown Musicians.
Okay.
I did Little Shop of Horrors. I was actually Seymour in that one.
Okay, that's the star, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did a lot of short plays. I did like productions, local productions. Actually, they used to do like the anti-tobacco commercials, and I used to write for those. And,
Oh, no kidding. How did you get that? I know that's public service, but how did you get that?
I used to do a lot of community service, Progreso Latino in Channel 1, where I lived growing up,
Oh,
and I
no
would
kidding.
volunteer.
But not for doing something illegal, because you have sometimes if you get arrested, you got to do community service.
I just.
All right, I just want to make sure. All right, that's fine.
Those places actually kept me out of trouble. So
Good.
the reason, you know, I could go to those places after school, I could break dance, I could do music, and that kind of helped me stay out of trouble. So when I got older, I would volunteer, and it just kind of became like a second home.
Well, that's great. And plus, you're helping other people, too.
Yeah, and that introduced me to other people. It brought me to different places and just kept me busy and out of trouble.
That's incredible. I mean, as a kid growing up, were you like lured into possible trouble if you didn't go in a different direction, like with people in your peer group and all that?
If I have way too many friends that are dead that and they have music and like all this stuff like literally saved my life because when they were out selling drugs or like stealing or doing stupid stuff, I'd be breakdancing or in the studio somewhere making music and staying out of trouble. Yeah,
there you go. Well, you were chosen one for something better, obviously. But I think a lot of that has to do with your own choices that you made.
Yeah, I mean, I could have always chose to like not go to practice or that it wasn't important enough. But I love it, so I always want to.
There you go. I mean, it's obvious that you have passion for things that are positive, and that's so important. And I know that. I mean, I'm guessing that growing up, you didn't live in a great neighborhood. You probably lived in a kind of a humble area. I mean, you live in Pawtucket's not a rich city. I know it's very nice people there. My friend Pete lived there that I told you about for a while before he moved up to Maine with his parents once they left North Attleboro back in around I don't know 2010 or something. But I know that it must be. I mean, the temptations must have been there to do other things that you had to resist.
Well, always, you have to be comfortable with yourself because a lot of the times people try to make you feel bad.
Yeah, I know that. Don't I know it? Yeah.
To get you to to do what they want, but I've always been comfortable in my own skin. I'm me, no matter where I am or who I'm around. I'm still the same weirdo at work that you see out at the mall, that you see on stage. I'm just
cool. You seem independent. I mean, you have married with kids or anything?
I have kids, but I'm married.
You have kids? How many?
3 girls.
No kidding. Wow. And you know something? I have to admit, I'm kind of shocked because you don't. I mean, it seems to me like you seem like someone who's so independent that having kids is not in your forte yet, but obviously you've already done it. So
but that the reason why I don't have record contracts is because of that.
Well, that's the thing. Kids are great, but they can't hold you back because once you have
to turn them down. Yeah,
exactly. Once you have kids, I mean, then you have a whole new set of obligations you have to fulfill.
You can't just up and go to a different state for months at a time. California, Canada.
I mean, I assume they're still little, right? Obviously, if you're in your 30s, they couldn't be too old.
No, they're tweens.
The what?
Like in the middle, like
teenagers, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're still kids, though. You have to still take care of them. Plus, if they're girls, I mean, you got to be worried about everything. I mean, that's the thing about having kids. I'm almost 64 now, and I probably never have kids. Just because. I mean, first of all, nobody worthy wants to have them with me anyway. I don't think. But that might change. But if it does, but even if it does, I'd have to really, if I ever have the opportunity, I'd have to really think it through and and weigh the pros and cons very carefully because there are a lot of cons to having kids. I don't want to say cons, possible drawbacks. There's so many liabilities when you have kids.
Especially now, the world is
exactly
crazy.
The world is crazy. I know, but you seem to handle it pretty well.
I'm trying.
That's good. Okay. Well, are they creative too? Like, do they do music or anything like that?
Yeah, they're all super creative. 2 of them, one of them can freestyle. She can come up with music, write out, make it up as she goes along.
Wow.
The youngest one, she likes music.
She's preteen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So they're all artistic in their own way.
Cool. That's great. Okay. So now going forward, what does the future look like? What are you planning on doing? Like, and here as we approach the end of 2023, we're in the final third of the year now.
So the Dead Specters, we're finalizing our album. We usually drop it around the Halloween time.
Yep.
So
that's not too far off.
It came out last year around Halloween. Dawn of the Dead Specters is our next album. That's going to be on October 27th, I believe.
Oh, there you go, right around Halloween.
And then I've been working on my solo album, kind of like you. I started a few years ago. It's called Alien, and I just kind of keep pushing it back. I keep I think I put out 3 or 4 other albums with other people before my own.
Okay.
So I'm working on that in the background. But the Piranha Society, Studge Ramrod, he always has stuff in the works. So like anytime he sends me anything.
Wow. Okay. stuff in the works. So now what exactly is his position in the group?
Studs, he is actually from Rhode Island. He's one of the few local artists I work with.
Okay.
And one of my other mutual friends introduced me. He saw me rapping on Instagram, and he's like, oh, I want to work with this kid.
Okay.
So we kind of got together, and he's the one that helped me get online. This guy's like amazing. When my laptop broke, he came and he helped me like, get set back up. This guy like thoroughly believes in me. Like anytime I need anything, he's there. He produced 2 of my albums.
Wow.
I've been on one of his, so we just work great together.
Okay. So how skilled are you at editing, like doing sound cuts and sound mixing and all that stuff? Do you?
I'm
Oh, that's because you're a sound engineer, right? Okay.
Yeah, I do like most of my own stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Tell me about the studio. You have it in your house?
Yeah, I have my own little setup. I mean, you don't need much now. Yeah, I have a laptop, a mic.
But you still need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, basic stuff, but I have a great team, so if I need something or I have a question, I can reach out to Studs, Amp, Synflad, Bandit knows a lot of stuff, Beats with Teeth. So anytime I need, there's a whole bunch of people, so it's never just me. So anytime I'm stuck, I can always just be like, hey, I have this problem, and they'll be like, all right, and then we just kind of attack it together.
Wow, okay. Well, guess what, Annunaki? We're under 5 minutes.
All right.
I hope you had fun talking to me. I tried
That was great. Time flew by.
It always does, I know. So what I want you to do is look at the camera real quick, give shouts out to people that are going to see the show, condense them. You can start with your kids if you want, people, Studs, whatever, anybody, any of them, and then we'll wrap the show up the way we began it with my fanfare.
right.
So go ahead.
What's going on, everybody? Annunaki Cruz, the Alien Spectre. I want to shout out all the Cruzos out there. That's what I call my fans, the Cruzos.
The Cruzos, I love it.
Everybody tuning in, thank you guys. All right, make sure you guys share this. Make sure you guys follow Topic Time and keep checking in. He's gonna have like a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting people. If you guys haven't seen, like, there's so many of them.
Okay. Well, guess what? Now that I was gonna, you saved me not the trouble, but you saved me the effort but I'm gonna do it anyway. If you know anybody that has an interesting story to tell, it's anything that's pertinent to what you do, send them my way, give them my digits, we'll get them on the show, either right here, preferably in person if they can do it. If not, we'll do it by Zoom. Obviously, you have plenty of connections with people around the country. We can get them on by Zoom as well.
Oh, I'm sure they would love that.
Yeah, that would be great. Once they have my digits, then I can connect with them and we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. And that's pretty much it. And I already asked you if you had anything coming up. You already said you already explained what you got. What you hope to do by Halloween, and that'll be swell.
Yeah. Beats with Teeth also has Omen coming out, and that's gonna come out around the same time. It's actually based off Dante's Inferno, so it's like a recreation.
Wow,
of it.
that's a pretty big.
It's a big undertaking.
Classic,
yeah.
I know. Wow. Oh, you got a lot. You got a lot on your plate. One last question. Tell me about your relation. I mean, do you really feel like you have an alien possession in you or somehow?
I just feel different. I'm always looking to the stars. I
Yeah,
know
okay.
There's more out there. It's just my curiosity. It's just not limited. So.
I understand. All right. Well, I'm glad I brought that up. Okay, so we're gonna wrap the show up. Please don't bang the table if you snap.
Yes.
All right, folks. We're into September now. Great. More Topic Time shows are coming up. Next week we have a local guy here, Joe Taft, I believe, and he's done a film. We'll get him on. But before that, we're going to take a little break and sign off. So have a good week. Keep watching. See you later. Later. Oops.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.